today. I'm glad to be your host today. I'm glad to be your host today. So I'll be sharing. Thank you very much for joining in. I can see you, Timothy Etienne, Chanter Erford. Good to have you here. Yes. So you can drop on the chat box where you are joining from. Thank you so much. I'll introduce myself. Yes. So it's 6 p.m. Okay, I can see Friday. Is it Friday? I can see Uzamor Chibi. I can see Victor Ungo. So I know that you should understand I'm in Nigerian. So my pronunciation would be if you just enjoy it. So can you put on the chat box where you're, oh, Lithonia, good to have you here. So please just put it on the chat box where you are joining in from. Such a great pleasure to have you here. Cape Town, wow. Good to have you here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. Before we start, I can just ask 1 or 2% what they do, what was their name, and what is their expectation. So I would be asking for that in a bit. Just give me a few seconds. Thank you so much. I will do after doing that, then I will introduce myself. Then we'll get right on to the gold mine of exploitation. Who is excited? I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Very, very elated. Thank you so much for having me. Oh, great to have you from Cape Town. Thank you. From Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you. Good to have you. Asher Mange. Thank you. From South Africa, Pretoria. Thank you. Good to have you here. I'm so glad. Okay, my other account. Wow, I'm so glad. Lasarnik Kudrao Gore. Please, just enjoy my pronunciation. Just enjoy it.
I'm enjoying that one with Rago.
Just enjoy it. That's what I can say. Just enjoy the pronunciation. Wow, good
Thanks
to
for
have
making
you,
me laugh.
sir.
Thank you.
Good to
You're very
have you,
welcome.
sir. Yes, you're welcome. You're honored. Oh, Desmond. Please just put in the chat box where you are joining from.
I'm joining.
Yes,
I'm
God, such
joining
a
you from Dublin,
pleasure.
Ireland.
Wow,
Thanks.
wow. Okay, maybe I'll ask you to speak about your business and what your expectation is tonight.
Uh,
Yes, I think that's the
anyway, my
simplest.
business.
So I'll do that
Okay, that's fine. Then.
shortly.
So wait.
Okay, I'll do that shortly. Just a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, good to have my one of my mentors is right here. Greatness. Good to have you. Okay, she's here to join the audio. Good to have you. Shanter. Okay, Najuna, Jude, Steven, Jessica. Good to have you, Madam Jessica. Good to have you, Jacob. Good to have you, Golden. Please, good. My mentor is here. Good to have you, Madam Greatness. Good to have you here. I'm really glad. Oh, thank you very much for honoring us today. Thank you very much. Hope you can see me. Can you see my video? You can see me, right?
No, we can't see you.
Oh, you can't see. Yeah, but now yes,
Okay.
presentation is coming up.
Can you see me now? Not
It
yet.
came up
Okay.
and went off again.
Okay, I think let me work with one air. All right. So can you see now? Yes, I know you can see me now. Yes, good to have you here. I'm so excited. Wow. Thank you. I can see Jude. So we'll join right now. We'll just start right on. Thank you for sparing your quality time. Time is the most important thing to humans on earth. So I'm really glad to have you here and joining on time. Okay, so I'll get right on. All right, so I'm three persons on the call, and they will tell us their name, their business, and what their expectation is tonight. Thank you, Madam Greatness. I'm proud of you too. Thank you for modeling the life I want to live. All right, so yes, so we'll start right on. Okay, before I introduce myself, I want to call Mr. Lassane. If you correct, will you correct me the pronunciation Lassane or Drago? All right, so Mr. Lassane, I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself, your business, and what are your expectations tonight? Thank you. Are you going right on?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Nathan Wedrawo. I am joining you guys from Dublin in Ireland, and my business is known as Sahel Direct Business and Consultancy. It's kind of providing, first-hand expertise on business and investors who want to invest in young entrepreneurs in Africa, but also looking at sustainability side because my intake is moving away from the old fashioned where most investors keep pouring money into big business owners while the youth is so dedicated and want to excel in business but do not have the means to move forward. So I'm promoting that leadership at local, regional level, but making sure that it's the win-win approach. I will share my website and my social media links for those who want to follow me. Uh, um, I didn't fully really introduce myself. If not, at the moment, I also work with a university, one of the well-known university here as an academic executive officer, and I'm also a multi award winner in terms of entrepreneurship and supporting young entrepreneurs, providing trainings and counseling on how to be more successful in business. Thank you very much. And again,
Wow.
the lastly, my expectation is really seeing Africa as, like you said, it one Africa, young Africa, to come united by taking the lead of their own destiny and when it comes to business, making sure that the young people have more say and more approach in leading instead of being at the backbench. So that's one of the things that I expect that probably we might be able to empower each other, inspire each other, encourage each other to take the role of leadership. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. Good to have you. What country do you say you are based from?
I'm based in Dublin, Ireland. Ireland is,
I didn't get that.
Ireland, the Republic of Ireland is in Europe. It's in the EU.
Ireland.
Yes, but originally I am probably I'm not
Okay.
quite sure I'm not sure quite sure who are the participants, but maybe I might be one of the only man of integrity who is attending the meeting because I'm coming from a country that is known as the land of the men of the upright men. I don't know if anyone knows what country.
All right. Good to have you.
What is your country? Do you know the country?
Thank you very much for that.
I asked the question, is anyone knows where is
All
the
right.
land of upright men? Oh, bravo, Regina. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll do that.
This is my country.
All
yes.
right. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Okay, I want to go to go to someone else. All right. I'll be calling randomly, so I can call your name. Just two more persons to speak. Okay, can I hear from Lerato Formula to Moshi Sane. Let me just apologize. I'm apologize for my pronunciation.
Hello.
So tell me about you. And what you do, what are your expectations?
Am I audible enough?
Yes, you
Hello.
are.
Oh, thank you so much. Greetings to everybody who has joined the meeting. My name is Lerato Mochisani, and I'm from the Mountain Kingdom of Lesotho. I am the country champion of the AfCFTA in my country. So I'm basically expecting more information because we are in a phase where we are trying to sensitize the youth about the AfCFTA and how they can take advantage of it, especially those youth in business. So I'm expecting to get more information. I'll take this as my capacity building meeting, such that I'm able to implement whatever that I'll learn today in this webinar. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks, you're a champion of your country. Wow,
Sorry?
good to have you. Thank you. So I want to take one more person. I said you are like, am I echoing? Everyone?
Can I speak?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, I think. Can you hear me? What did you say?
Yeah, can I introduce myself?
Okay, can you
Dr.
clearly? All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm calling one more person tonight before we go into the real master of the day.
All right, can I go
All
ahead?
right. Okay. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
you can speak on Dr.
Dr.
Chidi.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah,
This is
thank
Dr. Chidi Maduka from Nigeria. And I'm
Ooh.
pleased to be here. I'm a management consultant, a trainer, corporate trainer. We train organizations on capacity building in various areas, in the area of management, leadership, and bringing them up to speed with developments around the world. We're actually currently running a strategic planning training for organizations, and a number of organizations are trying to key into it around the world. So we are opening it up to this space too. And maybe soon some of you might see the flyer within this within our platform here. So I'm glad to be here, and we hope to share ideas, share information, and all that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to take an entrepreneur, someone who is producing something. I can see Jubril. Are you an entrepreneur producing something? You can speak if that suits you. Jubril.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Judu Tabi.
Not Jude.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please, Mr. Jude. Hello.
Yes, my name is Judu Tabi from Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on this space today. I'll just kindly listening. My business is Yenzelo Limited. We do management consultants, especially corporate governance and civil engineering works.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so let's just write in. All right, so I'll be introducing myself, what I do, and I'll introduce the first speaker. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, can you make me, okay. Can you make me a host so I can share? Thank you. Okay, I think I'll just speak from my
Please go ahead. You are able to share now.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll let you know the speaker when I call them to make them a quick host. All right, I'm going right. Okay. Can you hear me now? I've been talking since. Can you hear me?
We cannot hear.
Yes, we can hear you now.
No. Okay. Thank you very much. I've been talking since. Okay, the network cut off from this place. Okay, so I said I'm the founder of the Brisbane Limited. We are into it's a digital marketing company. I'm into an agro-processing company, which concerns this a lot. We are into cashew package, brand cashew nut, almond nuts. So, but majorly smoothie, parfait, and Greek yogurts. So, yes. So that's what about me. I'm a digital marketing strategist, agro processing, and into international real estate. All right. So, I was about sharing something from my other file, but it's coming up. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and share. We should have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll be having. I just want this phone to load. Just give me a few seconds. Thank you. Okay, can you hear me? All right, so let's go. I think we'll just go ahead straight on. Just the next 5 minutes. Can you mute? Can I mute that person? Okay. Okay. Just a second. Right. Right. Just a second. Okay, I think I'll just go right on to the speaker, the first keynote speaker for today. By the time I'll read his profile first, then I would talk about his name. I would say his name. Okay, this our speaker. I wanted to share from my phone. I don't know why it's so. I don't want us to every time must be utilized. So I wouldn't wait for that. I think I'll do that in the process as we speak before it comes up. All right. So our speaker now. Let me see if it joined. Am I still in? Am I still in? Okay, yes. Okay, our speaker coming up now is a social entrepreneur, the founder of AWAO in Malawi, an eco-friendly startup making specialized bamboo products and crafted teas. He is also is a partnership lead for the Green Innovators Network Malawi and a year advisor to International Trade Center in Malawi, working with youth entrepreneurs in business trainings and small businesses, also to get them export ready. So he outlined the usefulness of the AfCFTA, the benefits, that is improving intra-African trade landscape and export structure, creating a sound global economic impact, developing better policy frameworks, fostering specialization and boosting industrialization. He said it also helps in strengthening regional and interstate cooperation, increasing employment and investment opportunities, as well as technological developments, providing opportunity to harness Africa's population dividend. So this our speaker. He also served as a year advisor to International Trade Center for Malawi, advising ITC on their community and platform and how best it can run with growing needs of youth entrepreneurs and an ever-changing landscape. Please, can you help me welcome the amazing Mr. Precious Defiri, all the way from Malawi. He's the founder of Our Work. Can you just drop in the chat box? Welcome, Mr. Precious. Precious, good to have you here. So please, can you take the floor now? Thank you.
Thank
you,
Anna.
Good to have you. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Yes.
I think you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I expected that Mr. Emolot would speak first, then I come second. Thank you so much. Let me start by saying thanks to the moderator, Anol Wapo. Good job. And thanks to the Ikoyaka team, led by Mr. David Emolot, Tembela, Julie Selo, and all participants from wherever you're joining from. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this day. And yes, let's get into the talking. Now, my name is Precious Dipili. I am an entrepreneur from Malawi. I own AWAO. So let me tell you a bit about AWAO. AWAO was the name of my grandfather. He used to weave bamboo baskets in the southern region of Malawi in his community. And when I graduated and went to came back to the capital city of Lilongwe, I worked for some months and resigned to start my business. And now my business is called AWAO. We thought of incorporating the name to honor Malawian craftsmanship, and that's why we named the business AWAO. And then let me proceed from there. So who are we? We are a proudly Malawian social enterprise crafting finest eco-friendly products. We are on a mission to create a sustainable brand that inspires sustainable living and healthier lifestyles. So our vision is simply to become the address for eco-friendly products. And then there's also another thing that we are that's on our business. Our values, we are on sustainability, ethical, and cultural, as well as quality. And then we also have a team. We have a team, an amazing team of 6 people. And then we work with farmers in the capital Lilongwe and Kasungu, and we also train women on bamboo craft, as well as other natural organic product production. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to solve the plastic pollution. In Malawi, over 75,000 tons of plastics produced each year. 80% is not recycled. And you're not able to hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
You can hear me? Everyone can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, everything perfect?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So 80% of the plastics produced in Malawi are not recycled, and you see we have a plastic crisis. This is polluting our rivers and also polluting our land. And through our business, we are trying to reduce poverty and also deforestation, because we also plant bamboo. And we are also trying to take a climate action by reducing, by playing a part in carbon sequestration, because bamboo is a carbon sequestrating agent. So how are we doing this? We are doing this by crafting and producing products from bamboo, such as bamboo cutlery. So on bamboo cutlery, we have bamboo reusable straws, we have spoons, we have forks, and we have knives. And we also have accessories such as earrings, bangles, and all those. And then we also do lampshades, cups, and we're also doing interior decor, as well as furniture. And then we are also making teas. As I was saying, we want to build, we want to enhance healthier lifestyles, and we have these organic teas, such as hibiscus, lavender, and then we have lemongrass, as well as pineapple tea, all crafted organically. Then we're also launching soon bamboo toothpicks, which has been something that our customers have been asking for quite a long time. And I'm glad that this is coming up very soon. And talking about markets, we sell our products in hotels and restaurants, lodges, all these tourist establishments. And then we also sell our products in store. In the long way, we stock products in places such as Kidebe. We also sell at farmers markets and at food lovers. And we're also selling on social media. We are using social media. Social media is a big thing now, and we need to utilize it. So we've utilized social media by selling on Facebook and Instagram. And we also have external markets, such as export markets. We started our export marketing potential. We started exploring this in 2021, and then our first exports were in 2022. We exported lampshades to South Africa. We exported lampshades and Miller planes to Greece. We've also exported our accessories, our bamboo accessories such as earrings to USA and interior decor to Zambia. And I would like to talk about exporting and the AfCFTA. Onoluapo gave me a topic to say, okay, how can young people prepare for export market? So I was looking at the expectations here. Lelato from Lesotho talked about information for the youth. And this is actually, I think, will actually help to answer that. I'll try too much to do that. And you also take this as a challenge. So these are how you can prepare, how we've prepared for the export market and something that has helped us export, and also how, and also we're looking at the challenges. So we, as a business, came up with a strategy, an export strategy. We said, okay, in 5 years' time, we want to be 70% exporting business. So as a small business, we looked at this and then crafted an export strategy for 5 years. And then this is our second year because we started last year. And then we also looked at the legal requirements such as certificates, export certificates, etc. I think my friends will also talk about, will shed some more light on this. And then we looked at the export quality. So guys, when you're, we're talking about the AfCFTA and you're also talking about export. And I think some of you have seen that I've seen that, okay, when you go to the shops, you grab a package and they like export quality. When you are exporting your product, you need to have certain quality that's acceptable out there, you know, and this is very important because you are now competing on an international scale, on an international level, that is, and you need to have good quality of your product. So we looked at the export quality on how we can improve. We're not yet there yet, but we've seen some more improvements that have been accepted out there. And you also look at the cultural and linguistic challenges. So you do this by on linguistic and cultural challenges, you do this by incorporating that in your export strategy. How are you going to communicate? Where are you exporting? And that should tally. And you also look at the payment and list. So for us, we have used PayPal to receive our payments. We've also used bank transfers to receive our payments. So you are looking at now a mode which is fast, which is convenient, but also something that doesn't charge much. You're a small business, so you have to you need every coin in your bank account. So we looked at the payment systems and the distribution systems as well. How are we going to distribute, and the shipping mode, and also the delivery method. So you on this you can look at DHL. You can look at, okay, are you going to export your products on the load or ship on the sea, whatever, and you should be familiar with that. And we also talk about, we also looked into the market research. Now you research, okay, where are our products needed? Where will these products be needed? And then when you do that, you now start to contact companies that you find on the internet, or when you go to the to exhibitions, you meet to international exhibitions, trade fairs, you meet people, and you connect that, okay, this is the product you have. Are they interested? Can they actually curate a market for you and all those? But they also look at the packaging, guys. If you are exporting mugs made from ceramic, that is, you need to package in such a way that these, when they list the customer, they shouldn't break, you know. So this is very important on the packaging. Look at the packaging. How is it ready for the export market? How is it ready for the shipment? And then you embark on your first shipment. That is if you find the market. And then I'll also talk briefly on the opportunities. So why export, guys? So there are various opportunities. There's increased profit margin because you now have access to new markets, to diversified markets, and with exports you can increase your profit margin. So when you're exporting, mostly you're exporting in bulk. You know, the customers can order in bulk, and that means you can you have lots of things to send. And that means also lots of profits to be realized from there. But you also be able to reduce your cost. So this is a cost cutting measure as well, because when you are doing things in bulk, the mathematics is you also reduce the cost to maximize profit. So you also build knowledge in intra-African trade and international trade. There are lots of things in export markets, and with these things you'll be able to know them. If you into the business, you'll be making mistakes, then eventually you know them. But you also spread the list, guys. There's a saying that you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So you split the list. For instance, there is a weather condition in Ghana this time around in January, for instance, and then it's cold. Let's say it's cold, and you're selling sweaters. If you're selling sweaters, you'll be if you're selling sweaters, and in Ghana right now it's cold, you'll be able to sell to Ghana, and then you sell to Malawi in June. So you have you split your list, and also if you have lots of markets. You have a market in Zambia and a market in Malawi. So you'll be able to say, okay, if it doesn't work here, I have something in Zambia that will sell. But you also improve innovation. On improving innovation, I would say there is a requirement to develop new products and features for your product. And in that, you're able to improve innovation. And these are the resources Anuoluapo said, talked about the year community. So guys, I'm the year community advisor to, I'm the year advisor to ITC in Malawi. So with the year community, you have training on the portal and lots of training. You guys should be able to join this. And then with the International Trade Center, you have also trainings. The International Trade Center has SME Trade Academy, and they are now have a program where they are focusing solely on the AfCFTA. So they have lots of tools such as the ITC market tools, where you can look up on it and see where something is lacking and see if you can tap into that market. But you also have the AfCFTA, the UNECA, they have wonderful statistics online. Then you also have DHL, which can assist you to export as well if you are not using the cross-border route. And then with DHL in Malawi, they have in Africa, they have this program in Africa actually, that they offer 50% discount for SMEs who are exporting their products. So this is actually very good. You should be able to check this out and take advantage of this opportunity. And then we have Yada is also constantly talking about the AfCFTA. And then we have Ikoyaka, Malawi Investment and Trade Center. Then you also have your export associations in your countries, as well as business hubs. Make use of them, and we have made use of them as a small business, and it's proven to be good. So thank you guys. I would like to thank you all for listening. And I would like also to ask you to check our impact story on our website, our eco.com. And we are also interested in partnering with you to grow our small business and also to grow Africa. Africa is ours. It's our time as young people, and we need to take advantage of the AfCFTA and make sure that we are up to date and we'll be good. We'll be good. Thank you so much, Anoluapo. I think that's it for me. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Precious Zifiri. Thank you very much for that great presentation. Okay, please, you can put your questions on the chat box. All right, thank you very much, Precious Zifiri. All right, so we're going right on. I want to really thank Precious. I know this is not part of the whole arrangement, but I just need to thank him publicly. He was the first person I shared this vision with, and he ensured everyone that came on this platform, meeting with ICOYAS, AfCFTA, came via him. I'm really grateful. I'm going to thank you publicly. Thank you very much, Precious, for your support. Yes, thank you very much. So you can go right on now. So please kindly put your questions in the chat box. So I'll be going right on to a U-Lead. Of course, if you check the flyer for this program, you could see AfCFTA. U-Lead also, it's in alignment with AfCFTA. Then we have the ICOYASA. They were all the ones that powered this program. I'm so glad for their support to making this program a reality today. All right, so I'll be calling on a representative, an ambassador from the U-Lead Africa, in person of Mr. Sebastian Ivan. Good to have you here. So we want to just talk a little introduction about why people need to know about AfCFTA, ICOYASA, and how it has to do with their business. Thank you very much. You can go right on now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I want to greet the majority of West Africa and for the rest of Africa that is joining us this evening. First of all, I hope that the greeting is still valid, but Happy New Year to all of you African comrades. It is exciting to see that very many of you over 50 and counting in the above are interested in the conversation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Like introduced, my name is Sebastian, Segawa Ivan Sebastian. I have served as an EAC Youth Ambassador for Uganda at the EAC Secretariat. I also served in the capacity of Regional Coordinator of the EAC Youth Ambassadors platform at that level. And I currently support at the U-Lead Secretariat as a Regional Programs Associate. And just like mentioned by our graceful moderator, I will only be speaking to exactly why we have, in collaboration with ICOYACA, the Independent Continental Youth Advisory Council on AfCFTA, why we are running this Youth Engage Series. For those of you that do not have the context, U-Lead Africa is a youth leadership program based in Arusha, and it works to serve and unlock potentials of the African youth across the continent. And we usually have a slogan that we are leaving no one behind as a one young Africa. And out of the programming we do at U-Lead Africa, we have two key program pillars, which is youth in politics and youth in business. And for this particular conversation, the focus is around youth in business, which out of the many interventions we do under youth in business, we managed to get the outcome of the Independent Youth Advisory Council on AfCFTA about a year ago, a week that was leading into the U-Lead Summit. And the intention of ICOYACA, all this council, was to ensure that as many youth voices as we can mobilize are included in the conversation of trade and the African Continental Free Trade Area at the continental level. And I want to commend, just like many colleagues have done, the leadership of ICOYACA through the chairperson, Mr. David Emolot, and his team. They have done commendable work. And together this year we have yet embarked on the ESC Youth Engage Series. We did have a couple of episodes we ran last year, but this year we are looking at ensuring that these series are consistent throughout the year, but also they are consistently focusing on different areas of the continent. For example, you can see that we have had for the presentations that have been shared so far, they are quite deliberate, they are quite focused, and the depth focusing on West Africa is incredible. And these are conversations that we are welcome to have, to see that young people's opinions, young people's influence is reflected in the African Continental Free Trade Area. Because, and I hate to always be redundant, but we know very well that the leadership of all the drivers of the AfCFTA are indeed the majority of the young people on the continent, which happens to be the youthful demographic. And anyway, it is this youthful demographic that is doing business that will be able to sustain the Continental Free Trade Area. That is why it is critical that young people's voices are included in the processes that create the AfCFTA. But away from that, it is also important that just as much as we lobby for the representation of young people at the level they are at are actually interested in the conversations that we are trying to have them. And like I opened my remarks with, the overwhelming numbers today, considering it's a weekend, that of people that are on this call is a testament to the interest that young people have in the AfCFTA. And it goes without saying that the African Union, through the political will of the heads of states of African countries, this year has devoted the whole year to ensuring that the AfCFTA agenda is driven forward. For those of you that have had the opportunity to look at the AU theme of 2023, which means that it is a big opportunity for youth in business. And I invite all of you to take this initiative forward. And lastly, we have another initiative under the ULEAD business pillar umbrella, which is the African Youth Business Council. So I invite every young person on this call who has a business, they are running, to go and apply to be part of the business council. And it is under this business council that particular interventions are going to be carried out. The business council was launched last year during the ULEAD summit, and it has a lot of promises for young people in business. So I invite for those that are running businesses or are in youth-led and youth-serving businesses to go and apply to be part of this council. I will drop a link to the application site, but if anyone can, you just go to the ULEAD website and you go to the community, open up a portal, and then you will see the opportunities that ULEAD Africa has opened up for everyone on the website. That said, I want to appreciate yet again the young people of West Africa for being part of this call. I want to appreciate the organizers and the leadership of ICOYACA, and I want to appreciate you, Madam Moderator, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very, very much, Mr. Ivan. That's very timely. It was so good to have you say that there are many opportunities for youth and business. I would say this, being youthful is not about your age, is in your mindset for creativity. That is, your usefulness is actually in your thinking, your thoughts, how you see things. I'm really grateful for that, Mr. Ivan, for that remarkable keynote. All right, thank you very, very much. So yes, it's gonna be a great evening once again. All right, so we have our next keynote speaker all the way from Kenya. Oh, can you shake the table wherever you are right now? Yeah. You know, it's one thing to be an entrepreneur, creating value and just be there. And it's another thing to be passionate about that value you are delivering. So this person is a very passionate person about the service she's delivering. She's so amazing, and she does cereal products. I know she's going to tell us about some of our products. Yes. So, madam, yeah. So let me just talk about her. Okay, she has a master's in entrepreneurship and innovations management. All right. She has she's a versatile and dynamic professional for small businesses. So she has an advisor equipped with 10 years track record. Can you hear that? 10 years track record of delivering top quality performance in business consulting, trade, general business, and project management. Oh, I know you're not ready. If you're ready for this, just put on the chat box, I'm ready, I'm ready. She has worked in various sectors as a business consultant, amongst them including private sectors, NGOs, as well as representing women and youth in trade in various forums. With a very vibrant personality, like I said, equipped with critical thinking. She's a passionate agribusiness and agro-processing entrepreneur, and also the founder and CEO of the Yomi Port Limited in Kenya. She has practiced local and international trade business for over 3 years. She's very passionate about startups, dedicate our time in seeing them achieve their business goals. Can you gladly help me welcome Madam Julie Gachiku, all the way from Kenya? Kind of drum roll on the chat box right now.
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Manuela, for a very beautiful introduction. I'm very grateful for that. Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's so great to have you, Mom. A bunch of value. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a very beautiful evening that we are gathered here today. Thank you so much to the organizers and to everyone who's gathered here tonight. So I'd be looking forward to sharing my screen shortly or briefly. But I'm very grateful for that beautiful introduction. I'm so glad to meet all of you. I was hoping, I'm having some trouble sharing my screen a bit. Maybe I could get some assistance on that from your end. I've not been given the permissions as a host or a co-host, maybe. But meanwhile, as I'm sharing that with you. Oh, okay. Let me try that again. Sorry for that. Okay. So I'm having a technical, maybe something, because I'm trying to do that.
Right, Mom.
Okay. So maybe meanwhile, I should be talking about our company and what the work we've been doing. Of course, we champion for the youth and women in their trade. Of course, in the
hello, Mom. We get to see your screen, Mom.
Sorry?
Can you share your screen? Are you sharing your screen, or you talk about your business before you share your screen?
We are trying to share the screen. I'm saying I'll just talk about that first. We're trying to share the screen now.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Just give me a minute. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, sorry. I hope you've not lost me. Have you?
You are here. We can hear you.
Okay. I think I'm sorry for this long wait.
Okay, I think you can go ahead. You were talking before I caught you. You can go ahead and talk.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm still not able to share screen. It's saying that I should have the permission to share screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ivan.
Maybe someone should assist me with that. Or can I share? I can actually share the small presentation. It is very brief. Then you can just do that for me. I can just share it out right now very briefly, so we don't keep people waiting.
Yes.
Yeah. Please have it on. I hope you have it on your end. Very brief. God just sent you right now, so we don't keep people waiting for long.
All right. So just go right ahead.
Yeah, there it is. You have it on your side?
Okay. Are you sending to my WhatsApp?
Yes, I've sent already.
Okay.
So maybe you can help me with that. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. You can just start right on while I'm trying to share, so we'll not keep them waiting.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, good people, for joining us today. So as part of the introduction, my name is Gashiko Julie from Kenya, the CEO and founder of Yami Port Limited. It's an agribusiness and agro-processing company located in Engineer and Nyandarua County. We deal with, of course, the agribusiness sector, and the value addition for export and for local consumption. And with that, of course, we're into trade and business consulting based on our past experiences, and we've been able to do trade across Africa and of course out of Africa as well. So we came into the policy making and framework of youth and women in trade, of course, the Kenya chapter, and we are very grateful to be in this platform, to be invited to actually be a speaker to speak to you guys today about this. And I'm really, really grateful and looking forward to seeing the outcome of this particular engagement with yourselves. So being a youth also, and of course a woman as well, it's a very brief journey. Being a startup, it's something that we're looking really, we look forward to doing a lot of good things and great things with everyone on board. And we welcome everyone to join on board to actually do export. And for this, I was tasked for this particular meeting to actually talk about the market entry strategies of going into export. Not essentially, of course, we go across the globe from Kenya, from the AfCFTA, which is all the 54 African countries, and of course, out of Africa as well. Because I mean, export is something that's going to give you something tangible you can be able to hold on to. When you're into trade, I mean, everything you're doing is trade. Whatever you're doing, whatever services you're offering, you're also doing trade. Whatever goods or services you're offering, you're also doing trade. So basically, when you're doing everything you need to, it's a matter of doing the trade. And of course, the export is the way to go because you tend to actually make more from whatever you're supposed to, or of course, you have long clientele and all that. There's so many benefits that come with doing export trade. So I was hoping I can be able to share my screen right now so I can be able to speak about the first few market entry strategies.
It will be shared soon. Just a second. Just go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So EXPORT is a company that was founded a while back. Of course, it's the agribusiness, but we started the agro processing, which is now value addition. We do potato flour. We do instant mashed potatoes. Of course, we're the first in Kenya to introduce that, and to East Africa as well. Instant mashed potatoes, where you just add your hot water and spices and salt, and the flour, as you start back, becomes instant mashed potatoes. And of course, we do dehydrated vegetables. We do dehydrated carrots, carrots, the potatoes as well, the peas, and the mixed vegetables. They are original African vegetables for export. So that's what the EXPORT company does. You can be able to check out our website. We had attached in our presentation, but unfortunately, you can't be able to see it right now. It will be shared. You can check out yamiport.co.ke, and that's where you can be able to partner. I'll be looking forward to partnering with any of you and most of you, and to also work together and to help your businesses grow. As you said, I'm a passionate person to help the youth and women, of course, grow into something way more than they actually can imagine, because we also started small. We are starting small and we are all growing fast. So we are looking forward to actually partnering with everyone and doing all this together. So I was looking for the screen. Probably I'll speak briefly about a few market entry strategies into export that you can look into the global market and of course into the AfCFTA. Take advantage of the AfCFTA. It's an agreement that of course is going to work for you as a young person and as a woman, of course, into this market. So basically, some of the entry strategies we're going to share about is you can look at direct exporting. That is whereby you can actually export your products from whichever country you are from and to the consumer, the end consumer of that particular country that you're exporting to. And of course, there's also the indirect exporting whereby you use intermediaries. Yes, use the intermediaries. Thank you for sharing the screen. I appreciate. So use the intermediaries to actually export your products from whatever country you are from and to the recipient country. For a joint venture is whereby you actually have different organizations or different companies coming together for that particular project or for that particular company purposes. And of course, you can also use strategic alliances and the direct foreign investment if you're using other foreign investors. Next, please. So when you're looking into going to the trade market, of course, within Africa and beyond, you look at these particular things. What is your product? What is your unique values, your unique selling points, your value proposition as a product? And who are your customers? And how do you actually entice them to be part of your customer team? And what is your objective? And what are your terms? They have to be very smart for you to be able to reach there, and of course your capacity. Because working in the export market, don't be lied to, it's a very easy process. Of course, now with all the agreements that are in place, you can take advantage of any agreements that you have in place, the AGOA, now the FCFTA, all the agreements we have. But of course, your capacity, don't be lied to that you can be able to get away with this, because there are also things that you need to take care of, like the cost of mistakes that you can make. if you overpromise a client, or if maybe you're able to say you can do maybe 10 times a week and maybe you're not able to deliver that particular, it gets to a point that they can actually cost you very highly. Or if you deliver goods that are really not up to standard, up to the international standard, it becomes a bit of a challenge, because you can be able to bear the cost of the mistake. So look at your capacity and all these kinds of things that you can take care of. Start small, of course. Start by engaging into the market. Start by doing your market research. Start by going through everything that you need to for you to be able to move forward. Next. And when you look at the distribution channels, of course, in the particular country you want to trade with, be it your goods or services, you have your distributors, your wholesalers, your retailers, your agents, or direct to consumer, whichever channel you decide to use. Like, for example, you're from Nigeria, you're from Kenya, or from Malawi, and you want to trade with someone in South Africa. Look at what is your best entry, what is your best distribution channel for your particular product. And this you can be able to see in the next slide. Yeah, please share the next slide. This you can be able to get from your next slide. The levels, the effects of every distribution channel, because the first one you can see the direct consumer, of course, will make you more profit. Basically, as a producer, as an agro-processor, or as someone who's producing your own items or in manufacturing, you want to sell directly to your client. It's going to cost you probably less, and of course make you more profit. But of course, it has its own logistics challenges and all that. When you look at the level 2, on the second level of the channels distribution and the third level distribution, of course, all of them, they have the implications. So make sure you actually know very well why you need to do something, because the more you add the intermediaries, the more you add the levels, of course, your profits are going to diminish, but your logistics, they go hand in hand vis-a-vis. Your logistics or your capability and all that is going to work together for whatever particular end product you want to use. So for us in agro-processing, we actually prefer to use, if it's in large scale, of course, you want to actually use intermediaries, because maybe 1 level or 2 level intermediaries, because it's going to work for your company, and of course for your end users, because they're not going to choose a long channel for them to receive your product. Because the more you add a channel to distributing your product, it of course gives a longer time frame, and of course lots of risk involved being in the human food industry. It brings lots of risk and all of those kinds of things. So it's something that you really need to look into before you actually go forward with whatever plan that you want to work through. Next slide, please. So some of the distribution channels that you can actually use within the Africa market, and of course with abroad as well. When you have the intensive distribution strategy, it means like probably your products are very, like for us, we actually decide to use on selective. Selective, why do we use selective? Let me first explain the intensive, selective, and exclusive. So in the intensive is where you have most of them, they work in FMCGs, the fast moving consumer goods. Like, for example, Coca-Cola. I'm sure you guys have probably sodas in your own countries and something like that. And they're supposed to be all over, widely distributed in almost all the outlets, in very major outlets. And when you come to selective markets, is where you have your products in some different outlets, but of course not all of them. And when you come to exclusive, is where you have probably like some luxury brands or something like that, something that someone cannot just get easily. And all these also attach the cost of pricing. You see, when you get into intensive mode of distribution, it will mean basically that you have to define your costing strategy. And your cost strategy is based on 3 particular levels, because you can have cost-based pricing, you can also have value-based pricing, and you can have the cost-based pricing, the value-based, and the competitor-based pricing. So of course, if you're using intensive, your products cannot go and sell more expensive into that particular market, because they already have a competitor already in that market. So for us in the agro-processing sector, we actually use a hybrid of the pricing strategies, because we are not actually an intensive distribution strategy. We're not going to all that market. We have a unique selling point, and that's why we actually use a particular distribution strategy and a particular cost pricing strategy. Because if you don't take care of your cost, of course, sometimes it's going to really be very messy. And of course, as I said, cost of mistakes. There's something you need to bear in mind when you're going to export. Cost of mistakes is something you have to bear into, because of course, all these things you have to know the Incoterms. Like when you want to export somewhere, you need to know the Incoterms, the payment modes, what you're supposed to do, the rules of origin, all these kind of things, the insurance, you need to take care of that. Those are very basic things you can be able to actually find out, of course, on the trade platforms and all that. depending on the agreement you want to go through. Next slide, please. So generally for us, what you need to do right now, if you want to start up as a young person, if you want to start up as a small scale or however large scale, don't think about all those basic things. These are very simple, very straightforward process that you can see it is very 5 steps. Identify your country, identify whatever within the AfCFTA, the 54 African countries that have been able to register for this. And of course, if you want to do abroad as well, look for your market, look for where your target is, and identify that country and do your market research. Then that is the general product need. And then of course, do your personal analysis. What is personal analysis? I'm sure you can be able to check through that. The political, the economic, the social, all those analyses, you just do all of them according to your product and according to what you really need to do. And of course, do your product potential, what you really need to actually identify to which particular target market, to which audience, and to how you're going to be able to get it there. And for your market strategy, that is what we're talking about today. You need to actually identify and be very particular on your market entry. Because of course, if you don't plan, you plan to. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. So, and of course, from there, you actually go for it. It's nothing very hard to be able to work into it, and that's it. So next slide, please. So in my own assessment, this is one of the things that you need to do, the export readiness assessment. Whenever you're in Nigeria or any African country, if you want to trade with someone in a different country, out of your African local boundaries, even if it's abroad, out of the African continent, you need to do an export readiness assessment. These are self-assessments and these are the key elements that you might need to go through as an individual, as a person. The statutory requirements for your company, is it legally binding for whichever countries, whatever you're doing, your own management, your human resource, your research, your product, your product has to be. And when you want to get into export market, make sure your product meets the minimum international requirements, the minimum standards. You have your own standardization in your own country, and of course for others. Like for us in agro-processing, we have phytosanitary certificates, we have the CAB, the standards, the Bureau of Standards and all that. So those are the kind of things that you really need to make sure you have all of that. And of course, your product has to meet the minimum, of course, the minimum requirements. And of course, now your marketing has to be top notch, your partners, your online, the infrastructure, and of course, your expected outcome. Have a very good roadmap of where you want to go, where you're starting from, and where you're moving to. And that's what is going to guide you into doing this particular business. Next slide. So as I conclude my very brief presentation, I wanted to do a very brief summary of what you might need to do, of what we did, maybe probably as an example, and for what we really championed for. You first need to do your market research. Make sure it's top notch. Of course, these levels of market research, they're all there. You can get a guideline and do what you need to do and all those kind of things. And of course, make sure your product, you have a product. When you want to get into export, you have a product, you have a service. You can trade your services. So make sure those products or services, they meet the minimum set standards of any international market. And then of course, do your ERA, and then make sure you have your export plan. Just don't go blindly, just because you know, oh yeah, there's good money. There is the AfCFTA agreement, now we can be able to go and trade. And it's very easy for us to just send our goods to these particular places. Remember, there are cost of mistakes as well. There are also cost implications of not planning adequately. So do your plan very well, which you can follow to the letter. And of course, which can also, even if you fail on the first time or the first go, whatever it is, you can be able to go back and re-strategize it again and be able to input back again into that market. And of course, for that, you identify your target market and your target audience, as well as your pricing strategy. I just talked about it before. And then do your strategy, market entry strategy, plan it well, sit down, write your SMART goals. I mean, your specific, measurable, attainable, realistic goals, write them down on your market entry strategy into that particular country and make sure you follow them to the letter. And for the last one, just go for it. There's nothing as hard as there's nothing as hard and there's nothing as simple as enjoying the fruits of your labor. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I'm really glad. Thank you so much, Madam Julie Gachuku, for this awesome presentation. Wow. See, Precious said on the call, profound. Yes, very profound. So, and I appreciate that fact you said, go for it, do your plan, I'll just take a little note on what she just said. And please drop in your questions. Please, we are here to answer your question, even though maybe peradventure, if you started exporting, you want to scale the more So we want to hear from you. All right. So that was really profound. Smart goals, market entry, your pricing. I really appreciate all words you said, and I'm really glad. Thank you very much. Please, you can drop in your questions in right there. All right. So we'll be going right on to the next speaker. You're going on to the next speaker, please. Who is that? Coming. Okay. All right. So we've had Mr. Precious from from Malawi. We've had Madam Kachiku Julie from Kenya, and we've had Mr. Ivan from Uganda. So right now we are coming to Nigeria. Thank you. All right. So I'll be reading our profile in a bit, and we'll get right on. All right, this person is someone very, very impactful, someone who has been from the part of this vision from the start. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so this is someone who has been part of the vision.
I'm not quite sure, but I cannot hear from this side. Is everybody hearing?
Okay, can you hear me? Oh, yes, so sorry. I thought I've already muted. Okay, I'll read it again. I said she's a result-oriented project management and product manager and strategic management specialist with vast experience in community development, public, private mix, and development practice with over 8 years of experience, a trained microbiologist, M&E, and youth development expert with special interest in education for children, youth work, youth mentoring, leadership, SME development for in-school youth, youth in business, and community youth organization in southern and eastern part of Nigeria. Through the Entrepreneurs Engagement Network, which is acronym as TEEN, an engagement platform to train young people on entrepreneurship and skills development in the 21st century work skills, leadership management, and ICT. She's a deputy country champion Nigeria for the ICO YASA. Previous leadership roles include and are not limited to one champion in Delta State. She's a Youth Ambassador Association for Development of Education in Africa, funded by MasterCard, a WLF ambassador, that's a World Literacy Foundation. So right on here, I will welcome in Madam Pamela Odi-Beli on the call. We are so glad to have you, Madam Pamela. Are you on the call? Can you hear me? Hello? Is she on the call? Let me confirm that. Right, just a second. Okay, I saw her a few minutes ago. Yeah, I'll just get her right back. Thank you very, very, very much. I think your questions should be coming in right now. Your questions should be coming in right now. We shouldn't wait for perfect time. The questions should start coming in right now so that we can know what mind? What are you having right now? What are you looking to? Hope your expectations are being met, and yes. So thank you. Okay, I think she's not on the call at the moment. Okay. So please put your question on the chat box. Or if you're not ready to ask a question, I'm ready to ask her a question right now. Ask Mr. Precious a question. So does anyone have a question? Is your question on the chat box? Or you can just speak right on. If you have a question, just raise up your hand and I'll call you, then you speak right on. Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, you are sounding clear now.
Okay, you're not hearing me. Okay, so please, if you have a question, please, please, if you have raised up your hand, let me kindly raise up your hand if you have a question.
Hi, Onoluwapo.
All right, thank you.
I think
can you drop it if it's something you want to talk and say privately, you can drop it in the chat. Can anyone hear me now? All right, so okay, so let's go ahead. All right, so I said I want to see your questions in the chat box. If you have a question, let us hear it tonight. So I want you to leave this place being elated to, if you have a product that is already viable, is to lay your hands into becoming export ready, like how Mr. Precious shared earlier on, export readiness. Okay, so I can see Olga on the call. All right, please, Olga, kindly go ahead and share your question. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Evening. Yes, I'm Olga Mashilo from the Difference Makers in South Africa. I'm sitting with two young men who are actually youth, and they are going into business. So my question from the Difference Makers is, how do we help the young entrepreneurs in South Africa to be able to educate other people or other youth with regard to the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, because it's being a challenge even with them. The reason I've invited them to come through is because not much knowledge is spread around with regard to the youth desk for the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. So how do we partner, or who do we talk to, so that we will be able to assist in spreading the word to entrepreneurs and be able to assist them to sustain their businesses? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Olga. All right, so I want to know, what kind of business are they looking to go into? Is it an agro business? Is it, what kind of business are they looking to get into? So we can talk in specific according to the business they are trying to go into.
Okay, I'm going to let Asamange to talk about the type of business he's looking into. And then we've got also a young gentleman here, Seisho Taunyani. They are both from Pretoria.
Oh, wow. I would say one of them.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Asamange. I'm from Pretoria. I'm currently into, actually, I want to like fully equip a local community that I'm from. People from this side, many people like don't know about like AfCFTA from this side. So like to like create a platform, one which people can like come and learn about such things that are happening around Africa. Yes, to like create opportunities for young people to like be able to be like to be thingy.
All right. Okay.
To be empowered.
To be empowered. Okay.
So the reason for you to want to Hello.
All right. Okay. So you said you want to know how to join the AfCFTA and how to be empowered. Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'll be calling on is it Precious Deferi, if you can answer that, and I want to also hear from Madam Julie Gachiku to kindly respond to him right now. All right. So Mr. Precious, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please kindly respond to his question. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. The lady asked about, I didn't quite get the question, but
he said he wants to know, sorry, let me reiterate the question to you. He said he is going into business, that he wants to know about how to join the AfCFTA and how, I know that his question is like, how can he get his products to be exported? What are the things he needs to do before he can get all this all together? I think that's what he's just asking. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So that's an interesting question from the lady right there in South Africa. So what she can do to get to export.
You speak a bit louder, please.
Okay, let me just do this.
Good to hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, thank you. So what she can do is to first find out, look for information on how she can go into export into the AfCFTA for her to benefit from the AfCFTA. In the first place, she can, I know in Malawi we have Malawi Investment and Trade Center. So she can look at an organization that is of that nature in her country, in an organization that promote export markets, and she'll have and the guys there will have all the information, full information on the AfCFTA on how and how they can export. They can also be able to access export certificates, be guided on where they can get the export certificates, and also the quality. These organizations help so much. That's what we did here. I went to the Malawi Investment and Trade Center. They provided all the information. But looking at the resources, we have the year community as well as the International Trade Center. She can look up on that, as well as the SME Trade Academy, where she can you can actually sign up for a training. There are lots of trainings on AfCFTA, the basics and how to go about it. Also, lots of things that Julie talked about as well, on packaging, export quality, and these things. They are also available there. But I'm also available. You can talk to me, and then if I have something that I can share on that, I'm very interested in that.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Precious Deferi. All right. So, Madam Julie, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Yes, please. Can you respond to this person that wants to start a business, looking to go into international trade? How we can get to the AfCFTA? How we can get empowered to start and get in the community? Thank you. And I'll take Madam Lerato afterwards. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. That's a very good question that they raised up. What first we can talk about, I hope they know what AfCFTA is. It's the Africa Free Continental Trade Area, creating one African market. And it's actually right now signed up by 54 African countries. What we can talk about, most of these people and most of these board, they sit in the Ministry of Trade, and of course in other organizations, as Mr. Precious from Malawi has talked about. So in our Kenya chapter, we have them in different areas as well, but because they're from South Africa, they have different organizations. Of course, the Ministry of Trade, that's the first stop you have to go and seek the information for. The information is there in their media, in their socials, in their in their social media, in their trade department, and of course, register with their trade department as well. You as a youth, I'm sure you also have a Ministry of Youth in your own country as well. And that is where you start to seek the information as to how this particular program can be able to help you. AfCFTA is an agreement, just like very many other agreements that we have worldwide for trade. Like we have the AGOA, we have different, was South Africa actually part of the preferential trade area? There's something called the PTA, I guess. This is an agreement that now combines the whole of the African continent as to one particular market where you can be able to trade with. So basically, it's about for you to seek the information and to what works for you. And of course, when I want to talk about export, when you're going to export, you should know exactly which particular export market you're going to and which particular agreement is going to favor your particular export. Because, I mean, this is not something that's going to be written there in black and white. It's for you to find out the information. And that's why I talked about market research based on exactly which country you're going to trade with, your goods and services, and what particular agreement helps you to be able to join that. So in AfCFTA, there's a chapter for women and youth in trade. And that is what exactly they should go and seek from their Ministry of Youth and of course their Ministry of Trade from their own respective countries. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Madam Julie. That was very, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Oh, we've been able to answer his question, Madam Olga from, as you said, they are from Pretoria, South Africa. All right, so yes. All right, so right on, Madam Lerato, your hands were up, so I'm going to call you right in. Kindly unmute your mic to speak.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's not actually a question, but I'd love to make Miss, I don't know if it's Mr. or it's Miss Bala Saidu. Is it Bala Saidu? That
okay.
Yes, that the messages that he's trying to send to everybody are getting directly into my inbox. So he has many questions, but now they're not being answered because they're actually coming directly into my inbox. So I just wanted to make him aware of the settings such that his questions will be answered.
Send you a question. Okay. All right. So if you can just say them, read them out one by word. You should just read the questions out. Please,
okay. Thank you very much. Please let me ask the question myself.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for bringing my attention to that. Actually, what I wanted to ask, my question was directed to Sebastian Ivan. I wanted to know exactly what are the exact requirements with regards to one joining the Youth Advisory Council. I'm a Nigerian and I run an agribusiness company, Meaning Agrodynamics International. We're into agricultural mechanization, solving agricultural problems from scratch. And we do a lot of consultancy services with respect to value addition and commodity trading, also training in terms of export and agricultural best agronomic practices and export of agricultural commodity. Thank you very much. So I would like Mr. Sebastian Ivan to please respond to that. I just want to know the specific ref. And please, if possible, if he can actually share his contact for me to take it up after this very meeting. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, you're honored, sir. Okay, so kindly go on, Mr. Sebastian. Kindly go on. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay.
Thank you. And thank you for placing the question. I had spoken towards the African Youth Business Council, and I had mentioned that if you go to the ULEAD page, you'll be able to see it. And when you go to log in to apply, I think the major requirement is that you are a young person in business. That is a prerequisite you will need. Otherwise, the rest are that's like the biggest thing that is required. That's for the African Youth Business Council, and for ICOYACA, I'm sure that that is clearer for some of us that are on the call. It is, I think we are launching a new call for a new leadership. Again, when we launch it, we shall disseminate it, probably through the same channels that you are able to join this call. But for the African Youth Business Council, just go to the ULEAD website and you will be able to log in. For purposes of follow-up and correspondences, I will drop my contact and email on, and I'll just drop my email on the chat, and then you can be able to reach out to me and we touch base and clarify on where there was lack of information or a gap of it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan. Okay, so we are going right on to approaching the end of the program. All right, so I want to sincerely appreciate you for your time. I do not take that for granted. We do not take that for granted. We are glad you decided to share your evening time with us tonight. All right, so one more thing. Any other questions on the call? And again, all right. So my plan is this. I don't want this meeting to just end as a meeting and everybody's gone. So that's why I asked that we should put in our our contacts. I would prefer if it's our WhatsApp contact on the call, so it can be a community that we can share opportunities. So that's why I'm particular about you sharing your phone contact, so that we can kind of bring a group together so that we can all talk, like, so we can have any questions that come, maybe that new from Miss Madam Olga on the call, just put in, so we can reach out to these people and help them step from, maybe we can even connect them with our AfCFTA representative, ICOYASA representative, ULEAD representative in whatever country they are, so that we can get everybody right on fast. So that's the goal tonight. All right, so I'm really glad how today turned out. Thank you, Mr. Sebastian, for stepping in for Mr. Emelot, and I'm really glad to have you, Mr. Precious Defiri. I'm glad to have you, Madam Julie Gachiku, all the way from Kenya. I'm glad to have all of you right here on the call from South Africa. Someone said they're from different parts of the world. I'm really glad that you made it right here. So yeah, so let's just go right on to the final part of today. All right, so there's a tool that I'm to share with you that I and Mr. Precious spoke about. Mr. Precious, can you just show them the sites of that ITC tool you showed me a few days ago on how they could, can you share your screen? I know I didn't tell you this earlier, but can you share your screen on the ITC, just the page, just to search maybe one product to see how they can link their products to where they are needed, to countries they are needed. I know it's not everybody that has or that knows this. So Mr. Precious, if you can share your screen on how, on that site of how it can be, okay, I can just, so I want to just see this one last thing. All right. So, and I want to take 3 persons on the 3 things they are taking out of this meeting. Maybe the 3 things they learned that was very key to them on this in this virtual conference. Can you raise up your hand if you have anything to say that you've learned, that you were glad you came in here and it was a good usage of your time. Please, if you are on the call, please, you can just raise up your hand and I call you and you tell us one thing that you're taking out of this meeting this evening. Okay, do you want me to call randomly? I can call randomly. Okay, who is Antonia Isimbi? Can you just say 1 or 2 things? Did you join early, and is there anything you want to share with us on the call that you've taken out of this meeting? Okay, I have Jibril Abubakar, I have Ruben Tamber. All right, so okay, I'm going to take those the 3 of you. Okay, someone else. Okay, that's the 4 of you. After the 4 of you. All right, so let me take who has not spoken before. Okay, Jibril Abubakar, I called you I think when the meeting started, you were not able to speak. So kindly go on, Jibril. Kindly go on, thank you.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My fellow Africans. My name is Jubril Abubakar Musa. I am the CEO and Sulai Mining and Integrated Service Company Limited. Where this particular meeting is not what I want to add to everything that happened today in this particular meeting is that African youth are on the rise. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
so as I
Kindly go ahead.
was saying, is that the as they said are the leaders of tomorrow, and with these collective ideas or collective share ideas, I believe we are going to move not just Africa to the world stage, but we are going to move to the world stage because we have all it takes for the world to be what we want to be. Or the host of this program today, delighted, and I am want to take the future, my own observation.
Wow, thank you very much, Mr. Jubri. Thank you very, very much. All right, so I'll be taking was that Tanansia Dambuza. Can you go ahead, please, and unmute? So please,
Okay,
just 1 minute. That should not take much of our time. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I just want to say that, like what Franz Fanon said, that every generation has a mission. It's either we fulfill it or we betray it within our own relative. Hello?
Hello, yes.
Okay, within our relative capacities. So as an African youth, we have a mission to ensure that the African Continental Free Trade Area is successful because it is one of the Agenda 2063's flagship programs, which is going to leave Africa prosperous, peaceful, as well as integrated. So let's ensure that we utilize our capabilities, we utilize our business potentials, we utilize this platform such as Alkoyaka to network and connect with other African youth from other African countries so that we get to know more about their market, so that we get to know more on how we can actually export or import products from their countries, so that we do not miss out on this great opportunity. This is our opportunity, and let's seize it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so I'll just take Madam Lerato. Okay, but Mr. Ballard, I think you spoke a few minutes ago. And we'll reach out to you. Just say one more thing, please. In a few seconds, just contribute or ask whatever you want to ask. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. We want to be, yes, thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Bala.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, okay, let me just be as brief as possible. I just want to thank the organizers of this very important meeting, and I wanted to just advise the youth, everybody that came on board this evening. This is a very important and a sign of patriotism for we Africans, and we really need to do much. We should be thinking of how we should increase our economy by ourselves, not to wait for outsiders to do it for us. Intra-African trade is very minimal as it is now. The statistics are not very interesting. So this is a very good opportunity for us to speed up and for we, the youth, to actually make our own contribution. If we believe that we don't have to wait to be leaders tomorrow, we are leaders right from any where we are right now. So let's begin to make our impact felt continentally.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I just showed you. Thank you very much. Madam Merato, you want to talk? Okay, kindly speak 1 minute. Then we'll go into the final parts of the session.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll just make it as quick as possible. You earlier asked me what I had expected, but I really think the engagement series has exceeded my expectations. As the country chapter of the AfCFTA, like I said, we are trying to sensitize it. So now when you get to the youth and then you try and explain to them, we live in an era where they're saying, what's in it for me? So now I think what Madam Julie, her presentation, I think it was an eye-opening for me, especially the opportunities that they're actually going to get. So now it becomes more easy for me to talk to them and say, okay, if this, then we be part of it, this is how you are going to benefit. And these are a lot of big opportunities for them. And thank you to the organizers. I always look forward to such engagement series. I find them fun and exciting, and I always love to be part of them. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm glad that you said your expectations were met and exceeded. That's just a that just made my day actually, because there is no the part of your vision is that people that you're trying to serve could see the impact and were actually impacted. I'm so glad for that report. Thank you very much. All right, so there's this one last tool. I will not want to take more of our time. That's why I said I'm going to create the community so that we can have our contact and create a WhatsApp group for us, so whereby we can all communicate and create a community even out of this. Who knows? Maybe your partner, the person you're coming in partnership is just on this call. All right. So I'm so glad that you made it here and you stayed right up until this moment. I'm so glad in my spirit. All right. So there's what we call the ITC tools. I know as you join the group, you would know more about it. This ITC website will tell you about where your product is needed, and the potential of the market that is yet to be reached. I think I was in there for yesterday. I was checking for banana, for cashew nuts. You know, cashew nuts, that's my field. And I saw the gap. Like I saw about, for the banana, I saw about $4.3 billion. Whatever niche you are going into. So I want to just hear this one last word from me this evening. Whatever niche you are going into, whatever you're looking to export. See, and I was told earlier that it may not be just only products, it can be your services, whatever way you are trying to expand all around the world. See, there is room for you to expand. There is room for you to export your products and services. The thing is, you just need to get into the right community, into the right association, which you just did today. I'm very sure that after you've joined this group, and I'm very sure information will be given and will pass on to you. As you take steps on the information given you, be sure that your business or even that idea that you're yet to start up will be skyrocketed, will be taken to the next horizon. So I want you to leave this meeting full of hopes, see your ideas that they are going to materialize and you're going to export all around the world. So we have someone on the call. Okay, Mr. Ruben, are you still on the call? Mr. Ruben is into, we'll introduce him on the group. He does African logistics. Please speak 1 minute about what you do. And yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, my dear. I wish to use this opportunity to congratulate everybody who has been able to be part of this very wonderful program. I was one of those who took time to share out the invitation link, because we are those who are working very hard to see that youth actually get on board this particular agreement. And we are not going to relent our effort on doing this. This year we have started again. This is our first episode. I am the country director for EOKAYA for Cameroon, and I own a logistic company. It's a Pan-African marketing and logistic company, and we are assuring all young entrepreneurs that it is possible to move goods within Africa. We have been doing that for quite a good number of years now, and we want to assure all those who are entrepreneurs, who are producing, who are manufacturing, that it's possible to market your goods in any part of Africa through our brand. Thank you so very much, and much more congratulations to everybody who have been part of this meeting this evening. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Ruben. Thank you so much. All right, so yes, we are going to the end of today's program. I'm glad that you got value, and I'm glad that we ended up at this high point. And yes, value were given, and yes, and I'm glad that these connections are being made. So yes, we'll be linking up everybody on the call that dropped in their contact. So I want to say a big thank you to the organizers, people that were behind the scene, Mr. Tembela, yes, Mr. Emelot, Alan David, Precious Zephyr, who brought all these wonderful people to me. I want to thank Madam Julie Gachiku, all the way from Kenya. You can see the energy she brought into the meeting. Oh, it's so priceless. I want to thank you on the call that you made it up to this moment. You are a royal gem. I want to say thank you to Mr. Sebastian, who is the host of this program, who has been up and on, and I'm really glad for the great things you shared. I want to thank Ms. Larato, who joined from South Africa. I want to thank Mr. Bala from Nigeria. I want to thank Tanat Siswar. I want to thank Jubril. I want to thank Antonia. I want to thank Bobby, Desmond, Dr. Alien, Edoru, Stephen Martin. I want to thank Golden for standing up, for waiting on to this moment. I want to thank, and I look forward to meeting.
Well, you went off there. No sound. We can't hear you anymore. You gone off. Could you check your sounds?
Hello.
Mr. Sebastian, can you hear me now? Mr. Sebastian,
Hello.
one last word tonight.
Oh, yes, perfect.
Mr. Sebastian, and
sorry, please,
Madam
I just
Julie,
wanted to give an advice.
Madam Mr. Precious, the Fury, just one last word as we round up this meeting this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I just wanted to give an advice because of the timing. I observed that the number dropped significantly when it was time for Ishai prayer, so we should be sensitive to prayers time.
All right. Okay. Yes. Oh, I can
That is
imagine.
why
the
number drop. Actually, I observed that a lot of Muslim colleagues have gone down. They've gone for prayer.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bala. All right. So kindly go ahead, Mr. Sebastian. Yes. Your last word for tonight. Last word tonight as we go on right now. Then I'll take Madam Julie. Then Mr. Precious.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I first of all want to appreciate everyone for tuning in, and Mr. Bala, who has given the guidance regarding that we are nearly halved now in numbers that we do not take lightly. And for the rest of the team, I just and the participants, I just encourage all of you to keep the momentum, keep the interest in the AfCFTA. And you know what they say, that we have got to be our brother's keeper. So ensure that within your community, mostly the business communities and hubs, that you are indeed the champion and the ambassador of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Thank you so much, and have a lovely weekend.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so Madam Julie, your last word for as we round up tonight.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for this opportunity, the organizers, and of course to you, Madam. That was very awesome. I mean, you've done a very good job, and we've gotten to meet. That was really good. And of course, there's someone who had asked something about the funding. Maybe you had missed on the chat probably when I was going through it. Just someone was talking about there's some funding challenges on the chat. Maybe what I can advise probably is funding is actually right now, agriculture is a backbone for most African countries. And of course, for us coming from Africa, we are able to access financing on agribusinesses and of course on agriculture-based companies. That is not like what was there before, because agriculture was something that was a bit maybe taken to be something, you know, like not a very noble profession. But of course, go to the other continents. Agriculture is a very noble profession. I mean, they say you need a farmer, you need a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, every single, maybe once in your lifetime, but every day, 3 times a day, who do you need? A farmer. And of course, right now they are recalculating their moves. And that's why we have even something like called Africa Guarantee Fund. Probably can go check it out. The person was asking for financing. Of course, they won't finance you. You can access the credit facilities without them asking for collateral. They guarantee agribusiness up to 70%. That is on agriculture. So it depends on your country and what facility you're using. So maybe you can go up to that because they're actually guaranteeing up to 5 billion per company or something, which is very good for you to check out. But of course, it's the whole Africa. The same way that we have AfCFTA, you also have the Africa Guarantee Fund, which people need to check throughout. They can go and check throughout. Just go and check on that. Maybe probably can be able to help you on where to look for your financing and for your funding for your project. And of course, check out for all the other fundings and options available on the platforms for the agriculture, for the agribusiness you're talking about. So thank you for that opportunity. So my last say would be probably maybe some of the best practices I could mention would probably, as I said, as you go for it, set your clear goals and be specific objectives. And of course, stay focused and use reliable sources. And for your market research, it's just doesn't start and end there. It has to be it's an ongoing concern every other time. So with that, thank you so much for the opportunity, and let's look forward to meeting next time. Thank you. Bye.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mom. You made it today. Thank you very much for so much value, and I appreciate your passion even to the end of the program. Thank you so much. Okay, so Mr. Precious, so you are the final person on the call to share your last words to Ross. Thank you. Kindly go ahead, Mr. Precious.
Hi, Onulapo. I'm on the load now, but I load something here.
Okay, you wrote something on the chat box.
I'm glad that we continue to show our passion for AfCFTA and growing Africa as youth entrepreneurs. Well, I'm looking forward to engaging more with you. I'm on LinkedIn, Precious Chile, and Facebook and Twitter. Thank you so much for everyone for staying around up to this time for this important meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so we are closing right now. I want to say a big thank you to you all for joining. Yes, we are looking forward to your joining to the WhatsApp group so we can see how we can create a community and bring something out of this program. All right, so I want to say have a great evening and see you next time. Thank you.